Hi, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Lectus Training on Sunday Readings. Today we'll prepare for the readings of February 11, the 6th Sunday in Ordinary Time. Our main references. We also refer to the book companion of Shepherd's Voice Publications and the new Exploring God's Word of Word and Life Publications. From the book Exploring God's Word, we read the following historical background and introduction for the first reading. Leprosy was quite common in ancient times. It was generally considered incurable, and a popular belief considered it a punishment for some grave sin. Its supposedly contagious in nature was the reason for the isolation or even expulsion of the leper from the community, including his or her own family. In the first reading, we learn how the Israelite community, at the instruction of God Himself, protected itself from this contagious disease. Given the poor hygienic conditions and medical resources of the times, such isolation or expulsion was justified as the only way to protect the welfare of the rest of the community. Brothers and sisters, proclaim this reading boldly. Use a voice of authority as if you are teaching an important guideline that the people have to follow. To help you in your proclamation, here are a few more tips. Say, Leviticus, Leviticus. Aaron, Aaron. Leprosy, leprosy. Note that God is the speaker throughout, except the first sentence, which is the narrator's. Go for dispassionate, not a matter-of-fact delivery. This is a matter of greatest importance for the health of the community. Stress words which are underlined, but especially rent, bear, and muffle. Rent, bear, and muffle. To stress the seriousness of the topic, cry out unclean with about half the energy expected of the leprous person. The order given in the last sentence is necessarily unyielding. Allow some pathos, meaning sound sad, to color your voice so we can long with the Gospel's leper for Jesus' words, I do will it. Now let's practice with the full text. First reading. A reading from the book of Leviticus. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, if someone has on his skin a scab or pustule or blotch, which appears to be the sore of leprosy, he shall be brought to Aaron the priest, or to one of the priests among his descendants. If the man is leprous and unclean, the priest shall declare him unclean by reason of the sore on his head. The one who bears the sore of leprosy shall keep his garments rent and his head bare, and shall muffle his beard. He shall cry out, unclean, unclean. As long as the sore is on him, he shall declare himself unclean, since he is in fact unclean. He shall dwell apart, making his abode outside the camp. The word of the Lord. The responsorial psalm is a hymn of total trust in the Lord's saving help. I turn to you, Lord, in time of trouble, and you fill me with the joy of salvation. Blessed is he whose fault is taken away, whose sin is covered. Blessed the man to whom the Lord imputes not guilt, in whose spirit there is no guile. I turn to you, Lord, in time of trouble, and you fill me with the joy of salvation. Then I acknowledged my sin to you. My guilt I covered not. I said, I confess my faults to the Lord, and you took away the guilt of my sin. I turn to you, Lord, in time of trouble, and you fill me with the joy of salvation. Be glad in the Lord and rejoice, you just. Exalt, all you upright of heart. I turn to you, Lord, in time of trouble, and you fill me with the joy of salvation. The introduction to the second reading is taken from the Lector's Guide of the Sacred Heart Parish, Kamanning, Quezon City. St. Paul reminds the Corinthians to be more faithful and always do their works for the glory of God. In this reading, St. Paul exhorts them that all their actions must redound to empower conversion of the people they meet, rather than create stumbling blocks for the spread of the faith. The missionary responsibility of each Christian is emphasized. Jesus is the ideal of humanity which all believers should strive for. The law of love is of primary importance that supersedes race, religion, sicknesses, or individual differences. Brothers and sisters, proclaim this reading in an encouraging tone. Emphasize, do everything for the glory of God and not seeking this line, okay, up to here. The last line should be set off with a preceding pause and a strong sense of closure to help you in your proclamation. Read this line slowly. The rest should be read slowly because this is just a short passage, but especially this part. Take note, brothers and sisters, memorize this line and deliver it while sustaining good eye contact. Again, memorize this line and deliver it while sustaining good eye contact. Now let's practice with the full text. Second reading. A reading from the first letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians. Brothers and sisters, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do everything for the glory of God. Avoid giving offense, whether to the Jews or Greeks, or the church of God, just as I try to please everyone in every way, not seeking my own benefit, but that of the many, that they may be saved. Be imitators of me, as I am of Christ. The word of the Lord. Alleluia, alleluia. A great prophet has arisen in our midst. God has visited his people. Alleluia, alleluia. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Join me again next week for the readings of February 18, the first Sunday of Lent. Until then, Goodbye, and God bless you all. Again, thank you.